West Africa versus East Africa. Most developed city. West Africa, Lagos. East Africa, Nairobi. Most diplomatic city. West Africa, Accra. East Africa, Addis Ababa. Population. West Africa, 305.303 million. East Africa, 265.550 million. Landmass. West Africa, 1.484 million square kilometers. East Africa, 2.641 million square kilometers. Human Development Index. West Africa, 0.590. East Africa, 0.560. Gini coefficient. West Africa, 38.13. East Africa, 38.07. Life expectancy. West Africa, 60.98 years. East Africa, 66.44 years. Literacy rate. West Africa, 77.46%. East Africa, 74.42%. Peace Index. West Africa, 2.29. East Africa, 2.35. Happiness Index. West Africa, 4.7. East Africa, 4.07. Most spoken language. West Africa, Hausa. East Africa, Swahili. Internet penetration. West Africa, 51.67%. East Africa, 32.8%. 5G availability. All countries have access to 5G connectivity, primarily in major cities and urban areas. Access to electricity. West Africa, 73.37%. East Africa, 57.7%. GDP nominal. West Africa, $371.086 billion. East Africa, $335.107 billion. GDP per capita nominal. West Africa, $2,066. East Africa, $1,607.67. GDP PPP. West Africa, $2.146 trillion. East Africa, $1.179 trillion. GDP per capita PPP. West Africa, $7,773.34. East Africa, $5,096.69. Foreign exchange. West Africa, $52.556 billion. East Africa, $16.166 billion. External debt. West Africa, $74.317 billion. East Africa, $75.259 billion. Defense budget. West Africa, $4.138 billion. East Africa, $4.81 billion. Total military personnel. West Africa, 323,000. East Africa, 350,000. Active personnel. West Africa, 267,500. East Africa, 239,000. Tanks. West Africa, 335. East Africa, 588. Air Force strength. West Africa, 201. East Africa, 298. Helicopters. West Africa, 86. East Africa, 130. Navy vessels. West Africa, 164. East Africa, 35. Main export. West Africa, crude oil. East Africa, tea. Main import. West Africa, refined petroleum. East Africa, machinery. Labor force. West Africa, 101.562 million. East Africa, 118.385 million. Merchant marine fleet. West Africa, 1,005. East Africa, 319. Ports. West Africa, 37. East Africa, 12. Airports. West Africa, 87. East Africa, 633. Roadway. West Africa, 342,721 kilometers. East Africa, 426,826 kilometers. Railway coverage. West Africa, 5,405 kilometers. East Africa, 8,575 kilometers. Waterways: West Africa, 10,873 kilometers. East Africa, 0 kilometers. Across Africa's vast landscape, 6 nations rise as regional leaders: Nigeria, Ghana, and Ivory Coast in the west, and Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania in the east. Each of these countries is carving its own path to development, and together, they represent the most influential blocs in their respective regions. Starting with urban and diplomatic leadership, Lagos in Nigeria stands out as West Africa's most developed and economically active city, while Nairobi holds that title for East Africa, known for its growing tech scene and infrastructure. On the diplomatic front, Accra is West Africa's hub, playing a central role in regional integration and international engagement. Meanwhile, Addis Ababa, home to the African Union headquarters, firmly establishes Ethiopia as East Africa's diplomatic capital. In terms of population and geography, the West African trio combines for a slightly larger population, but East Africa covers more landmass, giving it a wider base for agriculture and development. Economically, Nigeria, Ghana, and Ivory Coast are ahead in GDP nominal, GDP per capita, and GDP purchasing power parity. This is largely due to resource-rich economies, from Nigeria's oil to Ghana's gold and Ivory Coast's cocoa. However, the East African trio has made remarkable progress in recent years. Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania are growing rapidly, driven by agriculture, infrastructure development, and tourism. When we look at Human Development Index, West Africa's representatives slightly outperform their Eastern counterparts. They also have higher literacy rates, better access to electricity, and significantly more internet penetration, indicating more advanced access to modern services and communication. However, East Africa leads in life expectancy, averaging over 66 years, compared to just over 60 in the West. This suggests better outcomes in healthcare and general well-being. On infrastructure, East Africa is clearly investing heavily. It has more than 8,000 kilometers of railways, over 400,000 kilometers of roadways, and a stunning 633 airports, compared to West Africa's 87. This robust infrastructure supports trade, mobility, and tourism across the region. Still, West Africa's ports and merchant fleet are larger, reflecting its deeper integration with global maritime trade. From a military standpoint, East Africa fields more tanks, helicopters, and aircraft, while West Africa commands the seas, with a greater number of Navy vessels and merchant ships. Defense budgets are relatively close, but East Africa's total active military personnel is slightly lower than West Africa's. When it comes to national finances, West Africa holds more foreign reserves. But interestingly, East Africa carries a bit more external debt. Despite this, both blocs are continuing to invest in their futures, from defense to education, from energy to transportation. In the end, Nigeria, Ghana, and Ivory Coast lead in raw economic strength, connectivity, and financial infrastructure. Kenya, Ethiopia, and Tanzania, meanwhile, show stronger performance in human longevity, transport systems, and military hardware. Each trio brings something vital to the continent, with different strengths, challenges, and development models that reflect the diversity and dynamism of Africa's future.